Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Line's Favorite. Today, I have a 5v5 custom match here on the most amazing new access map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. But I will note this is an epic. It is over a 1 hour replay, so get your snacks, get your drinks, get your favorite thing to eat or enjoy while you're watching, because it is going to be at least an over an hour one. Starting off here, we have Team 1 in the northwest and ending with Team 2 in the southeast. We'll start with Team 1's northern player at the 12 o'clock position and go westward. We have an amethyst purple. It is Fong. He's playing as a Cybran. He is a 1700. To his southwest, we have in ruby red, it is RNA playing as a Cybran. He is also a 1700. To his northwest, we have in rust, it is the Seraphim player of Flying Pancake. Definitely an interesting name there. He is a 1200, again in rust. To his south, we have in amethyst, not amethyst purple, sorry, imperial gray. It is Yoji playing as a Seraphim as well. He is a 2000 rated player, the highest rated player on Team 1. And to his south, another Seraphim here for Team 1. It is Chap playing as a 1500 in Stitch Blue. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 2 Cybrans towards the east and 3 Seraphim along the western edge. Starting off with Team 2's 6 o'clock position, going counterclockwise, excuse me, we have in Pac-Man Yellow, it is a Tabernacle, a UEF. He is a 1700. To his northeast, we have in Snow White, it is Fur playing as a Seraphim. He is a 1600. To his southeast, in Lighter Red Pink, it is Squealer playing as a Cybran. He is a 1200. And to his north, we have in Regal Purple, it is Mimics playing as an Aeon. He is a 2100, the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall. And to his north, we have in Orange, the color orange, it is Derp playing as a Cybran. He is a 1600. So for Team 2's side of the map, they have 2 Cybrans, 1 Aeon, 1 Seraphim, and 1 UEF, the only UEF and Aeon in the game. So they have access to all of the factions on their side of the map. Team 1 only has access to Cybran and Seraphim. And for these 10 players on the map, let's take a look at the reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 30,000 mass, and reclaim makes my job a lot easier with math in my head. It is 3K mass per player. A huge amount of it in the middle of the map. I would say about 20 or so thousand, maybe even, there's mass kind of on the east and the west side over here. But I'd say about 22,000 on the upper plateau and surrounding it. There is some deposits in the northeast and the southwest, but mainly those are just kind of 100 or 200, so nothing really crazy to go after. The main focus is going to be on the middle. Taking a look at the mech locations for our players to scoop up, we have lots of one-offs in the middle here. We have a couple of tri-mech positions on the north and the south, but the main grouping of mexes do reside in the back line. There is 7 mexes down here, so a 7-star mex position and a 6-star mix position. Actually, that's a 5-star mix position. Excuse me. I can't count the couple of mixes next door to that. Besides that, again, there are some one-off mixes, some kind of close together on the northeast and southwestern sides. But again, the majority of the mass in terms of mixes are going to be in the middle of the map and, of course, in the back line. Taking a look at where players are headed off to in this game. 1v1 in the southwest, 1v1 in the northeast, and then 2v2 in the middle with, I would assuming, the rear guarder sub players of Flying Pancake and Squealer sitting in their bases for now. Maybe they'll join the compatriots on the front lines, but I wouldn't be surprised if they just kind of stay there and hang out. I will make of a note that I will be adding a clip or series of clips at the end of the replay, at the end of the cast, with all of the deaths of the players, so be able to look out for that. Somebody recommended me to do that because there are some times where I miss deaths, so as a way to kind of compensate for that, I'm going to be adding a series of clips. I don't know how long I'll make them of all the deaths in the game. I don't know if I'll do just Control Ks in the sense of like not do them because they're just Control Ks, but I probably will. I don't know. I'm still kind of fine-tuning it. Let me know down in the comments what you think about it. If you just want to like speed all the way to the end, you could as a spoiler, but let me know down in the comments if you like that little series of clips at the end or not, so I know if it's worth doing or not. To the southwest, we have the first Common Come action between Chap of Team 1 and Tabernacle of Team 2. It is UEF versus Seraphim. A tiny hit point advantage for Team 2's UEF player, but nothing too crazy. It's not like a UEF versus a Cybran where it's 2k hit points. 500 is really nothing to worry about. T2 upgrade started here for Furfur in the middle. First upgrade of the game. We have in the northeast combat action between Fong and Derp. In the middle of the map, there are players, again, kind of going counterclockwise, It's just, or clockwise, whatever direction they're going. Nothing really driven in both directions. It kind of looks like they're favoring more of this southwestern side versus the northeastern side. Mainly being driven by Team 2's Furfur and Team 1's Yoji. Yoji going for a gun upgrade on board his comm. T2 upgrade almost half done, so a little bit more defense for Team 2, a little bit more offense for Team 1. And in the northeast, we just have comms shooting at each other. Cybran v. Cybran, so no hit point advantages one way or the other. They are literally just staring each other down. Like, I won't move first, you will move first. No, you will move first, I won't move first. And actually, as Derp is going to get closer to make that staring contest even tighter. Look at this. Just literally just standing there shooting at each other, not really doing anything else. No units nearby. They could have come and helped, but they want to just have a fight. Couple of units sparring in the northeastern corner as well. Gun upgrade almost done. T2 upgrade has now been eclipsed by that upgrade from Yoji. So Team 1, I guess, will be the first one to complete an upgrade. Southwestern corner, Chap being surrounded by Team 1 forces from Tabernacle. Chap dropping into the red, not looking too good here for him. 15,000 hit points, 1,500 hit points and falling. There he goes. First kill of the game goes to Team 2's Tabernacle at 8 minutes on the dot, pretty much. And that is going to be a 5v4 game now in favor of Team 2. The only downside with killing off a player, especially this early, is to give somebody on Team 1 an additional base, and that will go to Yoji for now if he decides to keep it, which I think he will. I don't think he'll give it to the regular sub player of Pancake, so that'll be a nice little influx of mass into his coffers, and energy, of course, but of course the mass is the limiting resource. That and APM in this game. T2 started here for Tabernacle in the southwest. Gun upgrade pushing back. Furfur in the middle. We do see T2 PD being built to try to curtail that incoming aggression, but I don't think it'll live there much longer. Team 2 did grab the upper plateau here. They've done a decent job of grabbing that reclaim. A little bit in favor, but nothing too disparaging. Team 2 at 20k, Team 1 at 14. Total mass being, consumed, or I should say, not consumed, but collected or harvested, or whatever word you want to say for that. It is almost 100 mass in favor, but it's nothing too crazy. It could be power outages or something for Team 1 that could easily explain that difference, and we see them jump quite considerably, so it looks like it was power. Mimic's going for his gun upgrade on the eastern side of that middle. Looks like the stare down of the comms between Fong, if I can speak correctly, and Derp has now ended. Looks like maybe Derp won that fight. I don't really know. I mean, we did see Fong retreat, so we'll say he won and call it there, I guess. Gun started here for Derp on the eastern side. Gun started here for Furfur. Now going for the upgrade on board his comm directly, using the engineers to assist him to spend less of that mass and at least build it a little bit slower. I guess he's trying to fix a couple of his mixes or power or something. A couple of hover tech units inbound from Team 1's Yoji. 2 of those have been killed off. 1 more remains. And I would assume the bombers are en route to deal with that. T2 mexes are here, and the hover tank does have 1 star of veterancy. It will take a little bit of time to kill off these mexes. The T1s, no, but the T2s for sure, and there goes the death of that Yenzine. Unfortunately, but for Team 1, but it was killed off by Team 2 pretty nicely, so there is that as well. Looks like Team 1's focusing a little bit more southward than the fire base coming online for Furfur. Furfur starting to walk down Yoji at least a tiny bit, giving a little bit more breathing room. Missile shot at by a nice little ISIL? Not ISIL. ISA? Anyway, I don't know how to pronounce that. Tabernacle going up to some Team 1 PD emplacements. He has Gun and T2 on board, so he's almost back up into the green. That should be able to secure that position for him for now. Gun started here for Squealer. He's pushed up a little bit. T3 Air is done for Team 2. T3 Air is almost done for Team 1, so Team 2 is slightly behind, but nothing too crazy. Even if Team 2 did go for first bomber, which it doesn't look like they're going for that, it would take a little bit more time considering they have to build the T3 P-Gen. So, again, nothing too crazy in that realm of air superiority for one team or the other. Gun started for RNA in the middle. Stealth started for Fong. He has gun on board. Stealth started and almost done for Derp. I was going to say most likely nano repair next. And looks like that is actually no stealth upgrade now started for RNA as well. So Cybern comms being Cybern and stealthy and the whatnot. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Squealer maybe go for stealth as well, because he is not necessarily on the front lines, but he's definitely a lot closer than he originally was. T1 radar system upgrading to T2. Maybe we'll see T3. That'd be a very, very, very good position. He essentially sees the entire central circle, or the whatever conglomeration of landmass in the middle of the map here. It's almost a perfect, not a perfect circle, but it's pretty darn close. You can see the comm of RNA, at least at a minimum. And then he's gone because the stealth upgrade is now on board. His nano repair has been started. A couple of units commenting about something. Don't know what they're doing now. I guess they would donate it over from Tabernacle is probably what it is. In the northeast, some interceptors hanging out, having some fun over there, looking at the water, wishing they can just dive down and have a good fun in the water situation. But no, they are flying, and they will be stuck in the air for their foreseeable future. T2 transport doing something. Maybe Optim's going to get on the transport. That'd be a nice little play, going around the edge of the map and maybe trying to drop into Tabernacle's base. He has no AA defenses anywhere, so it'd be a great destruction of that base. We'll see if he ends up doing something like that or not. T1 Jesters online for Fong. Nothing too useful at this stage. There are some interceptors here, as well as I wouldn't be surprised to see AA. There's a couple of T1s, but I would not, again, be surprised if there's T2 AA being deployed here shortly. Looks like he's focusing on T3 tech, getting some more pigeons to finish that upgrade along quite nicely. We do see Mimics leading his troops on the front line. Range and speed on board. Does not have the advanced range. Doesn't have shield on board. Definitely missing out on a couple of useful upgrades there. Going after the PD base to the north. More T2 PD being spammed up. Cerberus PD very, very good at dealing with T1 forces and some T2s, but mainly T1s. A couple of units inbound from the north from Fong to assist. Mimics not looking too great, but he does have some Harbingers nearby and a nice little blaze to assist as well. He's getting underneath that parashield, or I should say asylum. RNA inbound from the west to assist, trying to drive back his opponent. We do see some wall sections being built to curtail any sort of hook maneuvers going in for Yoji's frontline base. We do see a little bit of break in the wall section for now, as engineers are finishing with the northeastern section of that. I thought I heard some bombers, T3 variety possibly, but maybe it was just that T1 bomber there going after Mimics' forces. Yoji on the western side now. He's not leading his troops, but he is carving a path straight through Tabernacle's territory. Not really looking good for him in that regard. He does have T3 land. He is going for Percy's. I don't think he has enough Percy's, at least right now. And there are some T2... there's only T1 and T3. Apologies. No Ilshis in the mix. Very, very unfortunate in that regard. I like to see some Ilshis running around, so that's why. Nano repair started here for Squealer. So every Cybern comm for Team 2 is going to have Nano, and Nano for Team 1. So every Cybern comm in the game is going to have Nano. Lovely to see that. We have Optimus engaging that force from Tabernacle. A lot of T2 Riptides, but there is a Percy or two mixed in there. 2 Optimus are dead. The third one will die. But even if there were not necessarily a lot of Percys, there was a lot of supporting units nearby to assist with dealing with those forces. Yoji might be planning a chicken here shortly. He has T3 tech, at least in one base. He has T2 air as well for some Natha fighter bombers. And transport's gifted over to RNA as well. So I wonder what they're doing with transports. We'll see what they end up doing with that. T3 ASF's going after some Jesters sitting on the ground. Unfortunately, they don't make it home to see their families. They're shot down before they can really get out of danger, or try to at least. Derp and Fong on the front lines. Looks like Derp's trying to protect his reclaim investments. Team 2, 750 mass income. Team 1, 600. So 150 mass in favor for Team 2. Map control, a little bit in Team 2's favor if you take the upper plateau position, but realistically it's about 50-50. Looks like Team 2 prioritized a little bit more of the upgrade situation. A little bit more reclaim, 41,000 versus 28, so that probably helped fuel a couple of those upgrades, helping them get to now 800 mass income, almost 200 mass in Team 2's favor. Team 2 starting to run away with it, at least a little bit for now. but I wouldn't be surprised if Team 1's struggling with some power outages or something like they were earlier. Not too great in one department, but everything else is fine. We have ASFs helping to protect the Calm on the front line. Calm has taken a significant amount of damage. Needs to be careful. He is the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall. So doesn't want to get sniped. At least the first player on Team 2 to die, at least. Nano repair started here for Yoji's Calm. So one of the 3 Seraphim going for that upgrade. Don't see anything outbound from Flying Pancakes. Almost said Flapjack. And the other player in Seraphim Tech was Chet, but he's now dead. So no Nano for him. Shield on board here for Tabernacle. So 37,000 hit points. Can get up to pretty much 40,000 almost. I think with the T2 upgrade, it helps him get over that threshold, I believe. Splash says Furfur. But possibly Team 2 is thinking about maybe a Calm assassination attempt by Team 1. Tabernacle would be the closest Calm to go after. Maybe Yoji wants to go after Furfur. We will just have to see who he ends up going after. If he even goes after the Splash upgrade, I highly doubt it. Especially maybe, not necessarily this early, but given the fact that Team 1 is already down a player, they don't want to be down 2 players. So it is something to be considered about. Caution, says Derp, talking about a couple of bricks in the water there for Team 1. Derp tries to make some inroads, but doesn't get too terribly far. Team 1's Fong going for Nano. I thought Fong already had Nano. I guess not. So I retract that earlier statement. All the Cybern comms did not have Nano at the time. Now they will have Nano. So, I mean, the likelihood that everybody on Cybern Tech was going to get Nano was kind of high anyways, but at least this early. But, you know, no assumptions and whatnot, because we all know what happens when assumptions are made. But there we go. There's the Splash upgrade started for Yoji, so maybe he will go for possible Calm assassination. Maybe he'll go after just straight unit damage, going after the Perseus. Transports dropping off some bricks to the upper plateau. Team 2 doesn't really have a lot in terms of defenses. Looks like they had one Team 1 PD, and that was essentially it. So the Omni sensor in the middle of the map will be knocked out. Unfortunate for Team 2, very fortunate for Team 1. And that is going to be a win for Team 1 on the upper plateau. Team 2 probably won't get that back anytime soon, especially with some T2 and T3 AA units nearby. Trying to snipe at a couple of those ASFs flying around in the middle of the map. Flash almost done for Team 1, and Fong has Nano done on the eastern side. Looks like the game's starting to at least slow down more on the western and eastern sides of the map. Chicken done for Furfur. Chicken, I'd assume, coming online soon for Yoji. Maybe, maybe not. No experimentals yet for anybody on Team 1. Maybe the extra income was what's driving Team 2 for more experimentals, at least early experimentals. Otham made its way to this position, and now it's killing off those mexes that Yenzine were not able to do early. Another Otham down here. 5 started vet Otham killed off 7,000 worth of mass. I mean, those are multiple T2 mexes. Are they T3s or T2s? That's T2, that's T2, that's T2, and that's T2. So all T2s, no T3s, and all T2s as well. Going in for this position here for Squealer. Definitely going to be hurting in the eco department, especially losing 7 of those mexes if he's not able to counter them. Or that one Otham here shortly. Now advanced Nano started here for Furfur. Chicken is moving westward. We have Yoji in the water. He's going to hide underneath the surface. Tabernacle is taking a ton of damage. His shield is not completely healed up, which means he will not be able to use it. Yoji is going to target Tabernacle. This will be a kill here for Team 1. There's no getting around it. And there goes Tabernacle's Calm. He's not going to make it into the water, at least all the way in the water. There he goes. Dies by Yoji's hand. And that will be an evening of the match here for Team 1 and Team 2. Dropping this game to a 4v4. Otham kills off another Mex. 1, 2, 3 Mexes dead so far. 11,000 mass kill. Team 2 still in the lead for income by a decent margin. But imagine how much that lead would be if all those Mexes were still alive. Or actually, say not alive, but operational. And we have Yoji retreating northwestwardly back to his frontline base over there. Chicken going to ignore him and go northward. We do see Mimix gets control of Tabernacle's original forces. I would assume he's going to give those over to Furfur because he's closer to that western side, essentially mimicking. There's the joke there. Well, we see Yoji on that western side for Team 1. Chicken is moving in. Sniper is assisting him. No. Oh, okay, there's the experimental for Team 1. Second chicken has been started by Yoji. There is some T3 support. At least T3 AA support, but it is chicken v chicken. No hit point advantages in terms of veterancy. A couple of offense, but it's essentially a straight fight. We do see Yoji now back in the water. Definitely does not want to face that chicken. I can't talk today. Apologies. Derp losing a lot of hit points, falling into the red. Again, he's at 18,000 hit points. Now he's back up into the yellow. 102 hit points in second regen. Fong not looking too good, but he does have some more brick support, so there is that to be considered. All the bricks focusing the other bricks, not focusing on the comm. Chicken fight in the water. Both chickens are dropping into the yellow. This chicken's at 37. This chicken's at 37. Wow, that's pretty close chicken v chicken fight there. We do see the chicken is trying to make it to the other pond where Tabernacle died. We do see in the east, Fong is now taking some damage from Derp's comm. He's back up into the about mid hit points at about, is that 9,000 hit points? Yeah, 9,000 hit points. The chicken is dead for Team 2, unfortunately. It should have just turned and faced him, maybe. Probably would have been better. And Tabernacle says, I gave you mass for that. Probably talking about the chicken dying is probably what he's referring. Team 1 is being pushed back once again on the northeastern side. We have a couple of Team 1 Medusa just trying to distract those bricks. Fong dropping into the yellow, 11,000 hit points remaining on him. And now we have Derp actually ahead in the hit point department at 12,000. 4-star vet versus 3-star vet. So he has a little bit more hit points on board, but nothing too crazy. We do see bricks on the upper plateau killing off. Is that a T3 mix? That is a T3 mix. Was a T3 mix. And GC has been spotted by Chap, the dead player for Team 1. So he's still helping out beyond the grave. Love to see those players do that. Very, very important and very, very useful thing to have. Again, you would probably want him in the game in terms of being alive. But if he does die, being in the game, not leaving the match, trying to point things out to your still alive teammates is better than nothing. And that kind of alleviates a little bit of that. Oh, I need to go race around the map and look at what my opponents are doing. You already have a player who can do that for you. Derp now being pushed back once again. It's just a seesaw back and forth. Team 2 pushes, Team 1 pushes, Team 2 pushes, Team 1 pushes. And it's really just not really going anywhere. Only the fact that Team 1 is reclaiming everything along the way. Team 2, I don't really see that as much. There are engineers moving on to station, but they're not as close, or at least as reclaiming much for Team 1, if that sentence even made sense in English. I bet it did, but probably wasn't grammatically correct. Team 1 still retains control of that upper plateau position, and I don't think Team 1 is going to lose it for now. They're reclaiming Team 2's stuff. That's got to hurt in terms of Team 2 building it and Team 1 reclaiming it. We do see Team 2 at 1.4, Team 1 1.0, maybe 1.1. So hit point, but income advantage at about 350 mass income. It is a decent amount to be ahead. 25 minutes only on the clock. Again, this game goes for over an hour, so anything can happen. I do know about some things that are built in the game. I don't know who wins, so I will make a note of that. I've just made sure, of course, that the game ran in the sense that there's no desyncs or anything. But I don't know who wins. I just know there's some very, very interesting stuff built. And it's probably one of the reasons why you clicked on the video, because you saw the thumbnail and went, that would be a good match. So hopefully it's a good match. Just because you know the outcome does not make a thing more entertaining. At least that's how I view things. If somebody spoils a movie for me, they say it's a really good movie, you should still see it even if you know the ending. I probably will see it. You know, it's just, I'm not one of those people that has to not know. You know, I kind of like surprises, but don't really like surprises, so that might kind of, you know, shift my, you know, opinion about that one way or the other. But I am just one man's opinion, I guess. I'll have one man's opinion, I guess. Chicken pushing back on the western side, but Team 2 getting a lot of Percy stacked up. Again, that is a huge counter to large T3 and T4 groups of units, is just stack Percys. Percys and nukes. Those are the two best things, I think, to use in defense or offense, depending on what direction you're going. We have the GC leading the charge against the Kama Fong and all of his T3 forces. We have a couple of units sitting in the north there. Wagner's assisting some bricks over there. And we do see some ASFs are inbound. T2 gunships are going to be shot down if they even make it near the GC. Not the fighter bombers are inbound. Team 1 spam bombers are inbound as well. That GC is probably going to die here. And if it doesn't, it's going to take a lot of damage. Notha's dropping their first payloads. The GC actually doing a decent job of dodging some of the shots, but not all of them dodge. The Team 1 bombers are going to be a different situation. There's a lot of spam. GC dropping into the yellow. ASFs are inbound from Team 2. There is the air fight. Team 2 wins that fight pretty handedly. That is air victory for Team 2. GC just took a lot of damage, drops to a little over 50%. And of course, it still has to be 99,999 instead of that 100K that I would love to see. That would be I think one of my favorite updates to FAF if they just gave it 1 HP. Just one more. Nothing too crazy. Not 100, not 1,000, not 10,000. Just one hit point, just to make it an even 100K. Mikey Lord is inbound from Derp, so a lot of experimental pushing on the northwest. Sorry, northeast. That's northwest. I know my directions, I swear. 2 chickens. This one's wrapped up back into the green. Team 2 has no experimentals on the line in the southwestern section. Again, Mimics is directing forces in the middle and in the west, so he's kind of splitting his attention. Nothing really great about that because, again, you're constantly going back and forth. Splash started for Furfur. Maybe going to go assassinate Yoji. That'd be interesting. A gun nano splash comp versus a gun nano splash comp. But again, 5-star vet versus 0-star vet. Not really going to go one way. But I will note, advanced nano versus regular nano. So that might... Actually, that probably will make the difference. Being he's at 33,000 and Yoji is at 20. We do see one chicken is dead. Second chicken is inbound revenge for its fallen comrade in arms. This is the chicken that killed off that first chicken from Team 2. Will this chicken catch up? I don't know. Lots of engineers inbound. Chicken will turn and face 62,000 versus 45,000 and falling. So in terms of raw hit points, this chicken will win. 3-star vet versus 0. And we have a T3 shield coming in to assist for both Team 1 and Team 2. Chicken will try to block, the shield will try to block some of the damage. Chicken will try to get out of it, but it's going to be the same thing as last time. The chicken will die before inflicting at least critical damage to that chicken. There he goes. He dropped him into the yellow, but doesn't kill him off. The Ion Storm not really near the comm of Yoji or even the chicken itself to make any difference. Unfortunate, and I think it died relatively in the same play. I think it died right here, I think. So pretty close to the first death of Team 2's chicken. But some Percy's inbound will assist at least a little bit with killing off said chicken for Team 1. The only issue, of course, is that the Percy's are stacking up quite nicely, so the AoE spread on at least 2 of the 3 weapon systems on board are going to be definitely useful. But they kill it off anyway, so there is that. Team 2 finally avenged the death of the first and second chicken. But the third chicken is inbound, coming to avenge his fallen teammates, and it's just a huge back and forth about revenge. When you start out on revenge, you have to dig 2 graves, that sort of thing. We do see Team 2 has built a Fat Boy, going to build more of them here shortly. Looks like he needs a little bit more power. 30 minutes on the clock. Team 1 has 4 players left, losing Chap first. Team 2 have 4 players left as well, losing Tabernacle second in terms of who died first and second overall. Map control, definitely, I'd say, in favor of Team 1, but I wouldn't say by much. Probably about 52, 53 to 47, 48%. Nothing really heavily in one team's favor or the other. Income situation, Team 2, 1.8 to 1.4, so Team 2 is leading it by a decent margin. So that is definitely going to be a concern as you are making your predictions for who is going to win the game at 31 minutes on the dot. Again, like I said, the income is going to be a little bit of a deciding factor in some degrees, but I will note, of course, that income is not the only factor in winning the game. It definitely helps having infinite money or a lot of infinite money or close to some infinite money. Definitely is going to help, but it does not make the game or make the winner at least 100% of the time. Let me know down in the comments, of course, who you think is going to currently win. If you haven't done so already, why not hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Also do the YouTube things of share, hit the bell, all those other YouTube things that YouTube loves to see. Again, like I always ask, please, hopefully you enjoy it. Let me know. And also let me know if there's any other add-ons to the cast, the video quality, whatever audio quality nonsense, whatever you want to comment about. I really, really do appreciate any criticism. Even after 600 plus casts, I still appreciate it. and I still listen to you. So hopefully you enjoy, and hopefully you enjoy the little death compilation thing at the end of the video. If you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. Again, I kind of don't know your opinion until you tell me, so make your voices heard. A couple of strap bombers running around the middle of the map. 2 of them get sniped out of the sky. Unfortunate. They lose 33% of their attack power there. Not enough to snipe a comm, and especially at this state. You know, everybody else on Team 1 is in the water besides Yoji, who is next to a chicken and underneath shielding, so again, not the best situation to go after with a bomber. A couple of bombers, at least. Gun splash. Still working its way to be completed here for first comm. Not really prioritizing it. He's focusing on other endeavors. I'm assuming chicken production is definitely his, focusing on that first. And getting some Rambo presets. Almost 50,000 hit points on board those things. They get overcharged shielding and nano. They are annoying to deal with. Northeastern corner. Lots of Percy's in the water. Sorry, lots of bricks in the water for Team 1. And looks like they might try to assassinate some stuff over here. There is a crab in the water. It does have decent missiles, decent torpedoes on board. The bricks do have torp defense on board as well, so not every torpedo will land its mark, but decent amount of them will. A couple of Wagners in the water here to the north from Derp as well. Fong going to try to deal with those himself. He gets booped a little bit by that Wagner. And I would assume some overcharges are going to be inbound here shortly. 1 artillery piece has been killed off. The second one and third are fine, but at least 1 was killed off, so 33% again is better than nothing. 2 chickens in the water, 2 chickens in the water for Team 2 and Team 1. This chicken heavily damaged, down below 6,000 hit points. Team 2's chicken going to try to go after this chicken for Team 1. Both of the chickens for Team 1 don't have veterancy, and it looks like Team 1's Yoji has noticed. The chicken is far enough above the water to be able to be hit by not only the chicken, but also the Fat Boy from Team 2. And it looks like, are some of the shots from the Fat Boy hitting the chicken? That's kind of what it looks like. Team 2 kills off a chicken. Team 2's chicken right here will probably die by that Ion Storm. And, yep, there it goes. This chicken for Team 2 will also be killed off. I would assume that this chicken might get away. But there is a Fat Boy. There is this chicken. This chicken trying to get some distance between himself and that chicken and put himself between that chicken and the comm of Team 1. Essentially having him walk into the Ion Storm as it retreats or walk into some Percy fire. That's never helpful. And the chicken's dead. Look at that. So that'll work. But, of course, more of that mass, I would say, is on Yoji's side of the map for now versus Furfur and Mimix's side. So maybe he'll get a better percentage. But with the Fat Boy online, that's probably not going to happen. Strap bombers inbound. Strap bombers are inbound. They are inbound. Team 1's Yoji is probably going to be target. Looks like they tried to ground fire his position, but Yoji moved. Oh, that's so unfortunate. They probably would have killed him with that. And some ASFs are inbound, and that'll be the death of those bombers. Maybe they should have gone for a different target or just clicked on the comm, not ground firing the comm itself. The comm moved with enough time. Unfortunate for Team 2, and that's a bunch of dead bombers that Team 1 can scoop up. We have a cruiser on the western side here for Team 2's Furfur hanging out. And T3 is online going for the Hathum class battleships. We'll note that the Hathum class battleship also has potential for nukes, so that could be a way to get some more mobile nukage for Team 2. The only Navy in the game currently, I would not be surprised if maybe Team 2 maybe dips in the Navy over here. Even Team 1 if they push back. But I don't think there's really any cause for Navy in these little other middle ponds. So we will see one way or the other. Chicken is being shot at by Fat Boy fire, but again, Fat Boy is only one of them, and it might get sniped by a couple by a lot of Nothers. There are some T2 parashields, but yeah, that Fat Boy is DED, a DOA, DEAD, some sort of dead on arrival or dead for Team 2. Chicken is alive going after this chicken, but the comm of Yoji's behind him. He has nano on board, doesn't have advanced nano. He was building it at the time, or at one point, and now that chicken is dead. Furfur still going for that splash upgrade. Man, that upgrade has taken a while. More bombers, says Tabernacle. I mean, yes, maybe that would work, but Team 1's already getting ASFs and whatnot online, essentially surrounding Yojis. That's not going to work. You would have to draw them away, maybe sitting in it after Funk. Man, the walls that RNA are building in this game, he's just walling off his entire territory, essentially saying, no, Fong, you can't come say hi. No, these are my mexes now. They're on my side of the wall. Those belong to me now. You have to give them over to me. Also, ingest and whatnot. Nothus inbound going after the crab. And that crab will take some damage, but nothing too terrible. Drops him to 93,000. The crab for Team 1 at 121,000. So 30,000 hit point difference isn't a crazy amount of difference when you consider total mass or total HP, but every little bit does help. Two Fat Boys now here. This one avenging his brother, and this one avenging its cousin. Inbound to assist, going after those chickens. It took 10 minutes, 600 seconds for that upgrade to finish. Again, he was prioritizing a whole bunch of other stuff, so I understand that, but dang, I think that's the longest I've ever seen an upgrade take. I've seen teleportation and lasers take a shorter amount of time, but 10 minutes is a long time. Dang. It started at 27 minutes roughly, and that sounds about right. ASF maybe are going to have another tussle in the middle of the map, and looks like they will. Team 1 and Team 2 will engage. There is some AA in the mixer for Team 1 on the upper plateau. It'll definitely help out a little bit, and more AA up here to the north as well. Lots of dead ASFs for both teams, but it does look like Team 2 makes it out with a couple of ASFs remaining. Again, I keep saying couple, but it's one a couple. Two GCs die one after the other. Ooh, not looking good for Team 2's reclaim situation in terms of leading the reclaim. I think they'll still be fine, to be fair. But 3 dead GCs, 4 dead GCs, probably 5 dead GCs. Not a good scenario. That is probably, what, 100,000? Is it really not that? I don't know. It's a lot less than I thought. But it's about 75,000 right there. The mix going, that didn't really work. Western side, chickens dying to chickens, chickens dying to Fat Boys, chicken dying to battleships, chicken dying to a whole bunch of stuff on that western side. Huge lot. Yeah, I mean, it definitely hurts, and Team 1 is definitely going to immediately claim that. Another GC is dead. I don't know what kind of weird. Look at that. There's like a wreck right there next to this brick, and then I zoom in and it's not there anymore. That's kind of weird that it appears and then disappears. Anyway, Team 1 pushing back on the northeastern side. Monkey leading said charge, and Team 2 just does not have enough to hold them back for now. SMD is down, says Flying Pancake. Possible nuke going after for Mimics' secondary base. Team 1, do you have a nuke? No. Crabs. Oh, hey, there's one right there. It's not there yet, but nuke has been thought about. 38 minutes on the clock, and somebody has finally thought about how to end the game unless Team 2 is building something that I just didn't notice. Well, there's that. There is that. So Scathis has been started by Team 2's Squealer. He's currently sitting at 500 mass per second. That's not a... I feel like Mimics should probably be the one driving a little bit of that, but he is facing a war on 2 fronts, so that's costing him a lot of mass in that regard. We do see Furfur is helping, but I think his range in which he can help is slowly diminishing with Team 2's advancements on the land department. I have a couple of Authams hanging out, but Furfur does have Splash on board, so I don't think that's really going to work for Team 1. Crab's still pushing the central line, and now Monkeloid severely damaged, moving into assist. This one over here, 4-star vet, 63,000 hit points on board, definitely paid for itself and then some. We have those Fat Boys cleansing the western side from Yoji's presence, or at least Seraphim presence in Shap and Yoji. Squealer, stop everything you're doing, says Mimics, talking about the Scathis. Put everything into Corsairs to stop Red, says Mimics as well. So trying to help out in the air department. He wanted to go after Scathis. Scathis got 10% of its hit points. He's going for Crabs instead. We'll see if that ends up helping or not. And then Squealer says yes, so that looks like that is going to be the situation here. Crab going after Monkey. Monkey going after Crab. Lots of brick fire going after everything but said Crab. And now the bricks will go after the Crab, but the Monkey will probably die. The bricks will probably kill off the Crab in retaliation. And that is a dead Monkey for Team 1. We have Fat Boys targeting T2 artillery, I guess. That's kind of what it looked like, but I guess they've retrain their targets onto the chicken. Strap bombers inbound from Team 1's air player, a pancake, but that chicken is dead. And that chicken from Team 2 is also dead, so not a good scenario to be in. Those persons need to move out of range. We even see Yoji pushing in. Probably not the best idea to run headfirst into some ion storms, but hey, who am I to question somebody who's a 2,000 rated player? Anyway, in the middle we have Rambo presets running around going after bricks. Actually, no, it's a missile preset, excuse me. Where did the Rambo ones go? Anyway, don't know where they went. Chickens pushing back the crabs. A little bit of a comeback in the killing off experimentals for Team 2 game. Income situation about the same. Team 2 barely in the lead, but barely. Team 2 but is in the lead for reclaim at over almost 100,000 more. And that's pretty much their lead in... Actually, no, their lead in total mass accrued is over 500,000 mass. So that's 100,000 mass more per player for Team 2 than for Team 1. That is a lot of mass individually to be ahead. Maybe a lot, of course, driven by Mimics is having double base, but again, average has a lot of mass to be ahead. Monkey Lords being built. Derp going for laser, maybe cloaking. Would not recommend if Team 1 has an Omni. There is one there. Would not be surprised if there's one over here. Yep, there is one over there, so it's not really a huge amount of opportunities, but at least on the front line, the Omni isn't that close. So it should be fine. 41 on the clock. And Team 2 has almost claimed the entire southern side. Team 1 has almost done the inverse, claiming the entire northern side. So it's turned to a south v north game at this point at 42 minutes. Again, Nuke is being built and is almost done. It's almost in the green. And more crabs for Team 1's RNA. Team 2 has an artillery piece online. It's an Aeon one. The emissary is that little pulse after its initial shot reaches its target. We have T3 artillery started from Mimics. In the south, it's UEF Tech. And we have T3 artillery started for FAF. So we have 3 players either have artillery or will have artillery for Team 2. Team 1 has a nuke that's almost done. And an air grid that's not looking too great. There is more shielding being built, so that'll be good for them. And that's it, I think. Yoji's frontline base is now gone. He now has his original base to his name. The mass income staying relatively the same for now. And that range on the battleship firepower and cruiser firepower is, again, diminishing and essentially is null and voided at this point. It does help prevent a little bit of a land incursion from Team 1, but I feel like the FAF boys are really helping drive that point home more. Artillery still in the yellow, and artillery halfway done for Team 2. FAF. Artillery from Team 2's Mimics is going after, I would assume, the air grid, but maybe it's switch targets? No, it's going after the air grid. Team 2, do you know about the nuke? Yes, you do. It's right there. So at 43 minutes on the clock, in my opinion, not really an excuse for not having SMD. That's not good. Not having an SMD here. There is an SMD here, and there's even a secondary one almost loaded, so that base is going to be protected. This base to the east isn't protected, and there is an SMD back here protecting the artillery piece, and an SMD protecting the air grid. So it's just FAF and Derp space that are unprotected by SMD. Looks like the chicken crab being produced very far forward for Squealer. Don't know why he's producing it there, of all places, but at least it's closer. That's something. 43 minutes on the clock. Chickens all the way on the eastern side from Team 2's FAF going after remaining Monkey Lords from Team 1. Laser almost half done for Team 2's Derp. We'll see how long it actually takes him to finish that upgrade. And artillery still landing. Now it looks like on the nuke position maybe, or maybe it's landing at Mimics' position, not Mimics, but RNA's position. It's going a little bit further than the artillery piece. That one's just been started by Team 1. Yep, it's going after the nuke. Shielding is starting to be a little bit more exposed than Team 1 would ever like. And those mass fabs are going to cascade, so either that gets killed off or it doesn't. I don't understand putting the Omni there because it's not a power generating facility, it's a power consuming facility, so it doesn't help offset the cost of the radar, or the Omni. I don't really understand that. Ooh, it hits an actually hits a Novax, and I think saves those mass fabs. Ooh, that was very, very lucky from Team 1. Oof. Shot inbound will strike a little bit further west. Doesn't hit anything. Very, very lucky, but ooh, that's gotta hurt. Mimic says, give me a battleship. Looks like he will, and I'm assuming he's going to do one of two things with it. Either control carrot, scoop up the mass, or build a nuke on it. I would assume the second one. No SMD online here for Team 2. That nuke is going to load and fire and most likely go after Furfur. So, oh no, he has an SMD here. Never mind. And it's loaded. Me, I am dumb. I did not notice the SMD was in this base. Somebody in the comments probably said, it's right there. It's right next to him, just to the left. You just missed him. You were blind. And I am blind. I apologize. 218 seconds done for the laser upgrade for Derp. And he is going for cloaking. So, there's that nuke is inbound from Team 2's Furfur, the first one to launch a nuke in the game. And the question is, he is going for Yoji's base. His SMD is at least 2 loaded. That will be enough to shoot down the first of the nuke, and then the second one, of course. Artillery lands, takes out a mass fab, doesn't kill off the entire grid, but again, it does do some damage to some SACUs as well. And the crab is moving westward to assist. Lots of Team 1 spam to try to distract the shots from the chickens, allowing the everything else to shoot at them a lot easier. Gunships over the top from Team 2's airplay of Squealer going after the everything in the middle. Omni is online. There goes the Omni, never mind. There's even a Soothsayer in there, so getting best of both worlds, Omni and Vision online. But that ring should slowly disappear for Team 1 as the station is somehow... Oh, and it's gone. There it goes. And there goes the slow collapse. I like how it's just a slow and then it just disappears. Gives you just a little bit more vision, and then there it goes. Nuke pointed out by Tabernacle. The main shielding around it is down. Are the shots still raining in is the question. Yes, it hits another couple of Air Forces. Actually hits more of them with that secondary pulse. That probably would have collapsed the shielding. Oh yeah, that most definitely would have collapsed the shielding. So lucky here for Team 1's air player of Flying Pancake. We have Aeronet coming in to assist with his engineers, with his shields and his SACUs. Mikey Lloyd's pushing it on the eastern side. Chickens donated over to Derp. Derp is going to pop out and say hello with his cloaking laser commander, and we'll kill off a couple of those chickens. Gunships are inbound from Squealer to assist. Team 1 spam facilities will probably die, but that's really about it. And artillery still landing on that position, but it does look like he's switching targets, going for this SMD to allow for the nukes in the battleships to be successful in their landing on that base. And that's a nicely placed artillery shot. Takes out the SMD. Yoji is not protected in that regard, so nice grab by Team 2. Second artillery piece is done for Mimics, and third artillery piece is done for Hovatham Furfur. So 3 artillery pieces for Team 2. Team 1 has not... Actually, no, scratch that. They have 1. Nuke is outbound from the regular nuke launcher. Where is it going? It's going for Derp's base, and he doesn't have an SMD. Actually, he does have one now, but it's not loaded. Very unfortunate. That's his entire base pretty much dead and gone. He still has some land forces. And Squealer inbound with some of those whalers inbound for SMDs. It looks like they're targeting all of the protection for Team 1. Maybe trying to fake that they have another nuke or something. I don't know, but they're going after P-Gens now. Again, you have to be careful with the AoE on the P-Gens. It will hit some of the gunships. You just have to be careful with how many P-Gens you blow up, because it won't be good for those hit points on the whalers, I will tell you what. And now they're just stacked up on top of one another. The AA doing very, very well at wiping all of them out. Ooh, that is unfortunate. Look at them all die all at once. Ooh, that is unfortunate. I feel like if they were going to die like that, you might as well just kill off P-Gens at that point and just starve Fong of power. Fong not doing too great himself in terms of power anyway, so that would have really at least pulled some of the resources away from other players on Team 1. Team 1 shielding is down. Some of the emitters are taken out, or the generators are done. Again, I had a conversation with someone about the difference between emitters and generators. I do understand. I think I will just probably end up saying both. Ooh, oh, and it knocks out the nuke due to the pulse on that emissary shot. That's got to hurt. Team 1 loses their nuke. They were able to fire 1 nuke off. Oh, excuse me. Kaboom! There's the nuke over there. Apologies for missing it. Distracted on other things. 1 artillery is down for Team 1. 48 minutes, 48 seconds on the clock. Is there going to be a nuke loaded and fired down here? It's half loaded. Almost loaded? Nope, that's not what's loading. This is the one being loaded. This is over half done. We will see which one fires first. Team 1's artillery targeting the air grid for Squealer. This section is gone. T3 air facility is lost. And there goes another cascade, killing off another section of that main air grid. So Team 2 is losing power in that regard, both in actual power and in air power. Lots of shielding going around this artillery piece. Gotta love it. More shielding here for Team 2 would probably be beneficial. And, of course, more shielding here for Team 2 would also be beneficial. Don't donate, please, says RNA. Talking about the crabs and the monkeys. That would be, on paper, probably a win for Team 1, but heavy damages at a minimum. So probably not the best idea. There is another chicken down here and a monkey lord down here as well. Nukes, nukes, but artillery shots are inbound. I have nukes on the brain, I guess. Targeting the artillery piece for Team 1. And there are 3 shots inbound almost simultaneously. The main shielding still holding due to the hive assistance. And they're really trying to keep that thing online. Oh, yep, there it goes. Barely comes offline. I would assume the hive's going to get a new target to help assist. And it's staying online, but just barely. Nuke is probably inbound shortly for this western side. SMD is almost loaded. Nuke is about to fire. This one is about to fire as well. That SMD actually will probably load before the nukes get a chance to be fired off. And the focus is on this artillery. And there goes the shot, taking out a couple of minutes. The shields pop back online just barely to save the artillery piece. All of the P-gens take damage besides this one. That one gets reclaimed. Is going to probably get rebuilt. And these two are probably going to get the same treatment. Ooh, shielding is down. P-gen is down. Not looking good for Team 1's artillery. There goes another generator down. A generator pops back online. More shots are inbound. Ooh, not looking too good. All the shielding is down. Another volley would be enough. But shielding pops back online once again. Looking for Team 1. One of the shots whiffs it to the west there. Oh, there goes the shielding. It's just on and off, on and off, on and off. Gunships going after the SMD. You might as well take out the P-gen as well. It's right next to it. P-gen has taken a decent amount of damage. ASFs are not enough to protect the gunships. The gunships are down. And at that point... Oh, Nuke is outbound from Team 2. Do you go for it? No, it's not worth it. It is going to get shot down, but strap bombers go after the artillery piece from Furfur. Now they're going after the emissary. Well, how's the Duke doing? Duke is doing fine, so one of the 3 is dead. SMD is shot down. Sorry, isn't shot down. The Nuke is shot down. Strap bomber is going to go after the emissary. They kill off that one, so 2 of the 3 artillery pieces are dead for Team 2. Everything is just kicking off. I am surprised that group of strap bombers got by. Looks like they probably went straight down the middle. They had to have, because there's like just no AA here. And look at that, AA going to be built immediately afterwards. And SMD is not loaded once again, so that second nuke, which I'm assuming is going to fire immediately, yep, is going to land and take out this little bit of remaining base for Yoji. But losing 2 of the 3 artillery pieces definitely hurts Team 2's long-range firepower. Now it's an even game, 1v1 in terms of artillery. 52 minutes on the clock, and still nobody has died. We had both deaths at about, I think it was 15 minutes, and then I think it was 25 minutes or so. And then no deaths for at least 20 minutes. Artillery still landing on Squealer's base. He has his T3 air facility headquarters back online. Is there going to be a new artillery piece? Maybe cut your losses and go for game ender at this point. It is 52 minutes at the end of the day. Team 2, 2.4, 2.5K. Team 1, 2.1. They have enough mass to fund a game ender or 2 at this point. Team 1 holding the line against Team 2, but I think Team 2 is just waiting for that nuke to fire. And it's about loaded. There it is. Nuke is going to fire immediately, I would hope. There it is. You can't really see it open up. Oh, there it is. Those little... housing for it, but there's no animation for it to open up. Unfortunate, but here comes the nuke. The SMD, of course, is not going to load in time. Engineers are fleeing the scene, and new P-gens are being built to try to compensate for the loss in power that he is going to experience here very, very shortly. And that SMD was loaded, so he couldn't have gone after the artillery piece, but kaboom! Wipes out the grid. A lot of those chickens take damage. The explosion finishes off, doesn't go after the Awasa. I heard a bigger boom. Don't know what that was. And Bomber is going to be not too bad in going after those land forces. The only problem I have with this is, yes, it takes out some shielding. Yes, it takes out a couple of units, but I don't think it's worth it. Strap Bomber's going after a group of... Ooh, that's a lot of value out of those strats, killing off thousands and thousands, probably 10,000s of hit points on board those experimentals for Team 2. The Bomber is almost dead, and it doesn't really do a whole lot, especially with Yoji's base dead. And those look like the SMD is down as well. So there's that. Strat Bombers, at least one or two of them still alive. Those experimentals are definitely reeling from that attack. There goes the bomb. It does land. A bomber lands one more bomb. Actually kills off a lot more units that time. But that's kind of a donation for Team 2 at this point. I don't think it should have been sent in unassisted. But I don't think it really mattered that much. Nuke is built here for Team 2's derp. He's getting some revenge for his destroyed base early on. But up here to the northeast, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 monkeys and 2 crabs versus 2 monkeys, a crab, and 4 chickens. Mostly all under control of Derp, but one under control of Fur. And this one is just really interested in that crab for some strange reason. Artillery still landing on Team 1's base. Artillery still landing, I would assume, at the air grid for Team 2. I don't know what else they would go after. Emissary is being rebuilt. It's already half done. Artillery is being rebuilt, almost half done. And there she is, ladies and gentlemen. The why? Oh, why? Did you just put it in the wrong place, I guess? Why is this? Why? Just, I would have just Control-K'd the shield and built it somewhere else. But we have 2 Mavors. We don't really see that. They're just right next to one another. Not done, of course, but it is funny to look at. And is that a dead... Oh, that's a dead Quantum Gateway right there. Second artillery is done for Team 1. Didn't even notice that one. So the Team 1 up in their game with artillery pieces. It's 2-1. Chicken is inbound. Ravagers are being built. There's really not that much on the ground to protect, or to protect with. The artillery might be in danger if Team 1 notices this Mavor get built, or being built, I should say. That's what they're going to go after. Ravagers might be enough. There is still a lot of shielding between that chicken and that artillery piece. SMD is down. That's not good for Team 2. And there goes that. SMD probably won't have any effect, though, because Team 1 doesn't have a nuke that I have noticed. Team 1 on the northeastern side has lost a lot of territory and a lot of experimentals. Look at all that dead stuff down up there. Lots of spam facilities coming online for Derp. He's building and loading his nuke. He is 2/3 of the way done with that, or 33 out of 4. 6/8, whatever percentage. The other one has been reclaimed. Second Game Raider has made its appearance. The first one actually still over here and is being built by Squealer. I also donated a lot, says Tabernacle. Mimics, we have 30% plus Scathus, even 40%. To be fair, my opponent has donated a ridiculous amount of mass, and then donations have been made on both sides of the playing field. Team 1 at 500,000 reclaim. Team 2, 750,000 reclaim. Discrepancies with Team 2 is essentially that. The reclaim for Team 2 accounts for the entire discrepancy between Team 2 and Team 1. But if you take out the reclaim for both teams, it's still 500,000. Or yeah, it's 500,000. But still, that is a decent amount of mass to be ahead total. But it's not just about how much mass you've collected, how much mass you're producing. It's about how you use it, how efficient you are, and all that sort of things. Artillery is targeting the artillery from Team 2's Mimics. So that is unfortunate for them. The Mavor is almost going to cross into the yellow. They're reclaiming the Duke that they started. I don't know. I mean, you built a Duke here. You started another Duke. Maybe decided for Mavor. Didn't like that placement. Moved it one over. Reclaimed that one. Now reclaiming that one. I would just say pick a place and stick with it. Strap Bombers inbound. Going after the Fat Boys. Kills off one of them. And the remaining strats might kill off. Oh, they will kill off the second one, I think. Oh, yeah, that's enough bombs. There goes that. Fat Boy, and Team 2 has lost all of its firepower moving northward. Chickens are going to stand in the way of the incoming aggression. There's still the shots from the naval force to the western side of the map, but there's not that much. But SMD, actually not SMD, Nuke lands, kaboom, taking out a chunk of land, or at least territory again for Team 1. Team 1 still has SMD. There's an SMD there that's loaded. There's an SMD that is loaded. And there's an SMD loaded up there. But look at this. Scathus has made its appearance for Team 1. 3,400 and 3,500 hit points and climbing for Team 1. Team 2, Squealer, at about the same, but now he's reclaiming it. Now he's getting rid of it. Maybe you should build the Scathis anyway, Squealer. The Mavor is at 2,700, but he only has 8,000 hit points, and the Scathis has 9,000, so I think it's definitely in favor for Team 1 for percentage, but not by much. The Emissary is done. The Havatham is done. And the Duke is still alive. Barely, but it's still alive. See, there's Havatham, and then there's Hathum. Like, they're very close named, and I always confuse one for the other at least 1 point when they make an appearance. Chickens going after those bombers, I should say. Those glorified nukes are those 95,000 mass killed with that one, and 80,000 mass killed with that one, 1,000 mass killed with that one, but, you know, that one didn't launch a nuke, I guess, so doesn't get the glory of the 5-star vet. And it helps drive the chickens away at a minimum, so keeps those alive. Artillery targeting this base here for Team 1 still. I don't know if they know about... They don't know about the Scathis. Does Team 1 know about the Mavor? No. They know about a P-Gen. Maybe they're thinking it's just another artillery piece. I mean, it is a fair assumption. It is another artillery piece. More shielding. More shielding, more shielding, more shielding, more shielding. Why aren't you showing me the power... That's weird. Is it showing me... Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it wasn't showing me the... Oh, maybe because I was looking at somebody else for Team 2. Maybe that's what it was. Anyway. Wait, this team... That wasn't Team 1's view, was it? No, it wasn't. Okay. And artillery landing a little bit short. I still don't know what the... Oh, those are missiles inbound. Scratch that. Missile takes out SMD. Nice snipe there from Team 2's TAC missiles. Where were those from? No, it would have been along that line, so I don't see... Are they from the... Oh, they're from the SACUs. Ooh, that's a little nasty from Team 2. Nice use of technology there. I believe that's the only faction that can get SACUs that have missiles on board. I believe. I might stand correct. I might be incorrect, but I think they are. Bomber inbound once again from Team 1, going after a huge chunk of T3 and a couple of T4 forces. Grabs a chunk of those Harbingers and damages that crab. 4 monkeys sitting in the water waiting. 2 crabs behind them. 1 monkey there to the north. More monkeys inbound. More monkeys are inbound all the time. Just spam building those monkey lords that, you know, Fong player just constantly, just non-stop building them. Artillery starting to target the air grid for Team 1. I think Team 2 is kind of just done and sick and tired of those stupid strap bombers. Strap bombers have done a decent amount of work. They took out 2 artillery pieces. They took out... Oh, they took out a lot of HP for a couple of experimentals. They've done decent work this game so far. And there goes that Monkey Lord. That's number 1 dead. Bomber inbound. Going to take out more Harbingers. That's not great. The Harbingers are not aquatic, so they can't go in the water. And that bomber's going to get some more value out of it. Nice. Drops him to 14,000 hit points. Might want to build the Scathis if you can, says Tabernacle. It's being ignored at this point. Mimics in the water down there hanging out. He has heavy shield. Oh, he has regular shield and advanced range on board. Mavor in the green, crossing 75%. Team 1, Scathis is done. So first game ender has been completed by Team 1. Massive block of nonsense here. There's 3 artillery pieces, 2 of them regular, 1 of them game ender. Lots of shielding, lots of Seraphim shielding specifically. Still Cybrid in there as well, but it is a decent chunk of Seraphim tech. Scathis is targeting the Duke. Again, I don't think Team 1 knows about... They don't know about it. They're just trying to get rid of this one first. And there it goes. P-Gen shielding. Everything besides the SMD is down. They're probably going to target this position now, and then probably the next one would be the Emissary. That's a little bit more shielding for Team 2. Bombers are inbound. I don't know where they're going, but they're going for something. ASFs are inbound, and that's not really going to work. Lovely attempt. That's not going to work. Lots of AA on the southwestern corner as well. Bomber lands. Another payload driving back Team 2's land forces. But, again, I don't know if it's doing that much work. All the work is going in focusing on the artilleries and the main bases for both teams. Crab's trying to hold the line against multiple Monkey Lords. Colossi killed off, I think, a couple more forces. Crab dead for team somebody. Another dead Monkey. That's one Crab pretty much. That one doesn't really count at this point. And we have gunships inbound, ASFs inbound as well. Again, they have AA on board. They're not completely defensive, but not great. Crab is down. That Crab is down as well right now. Nuke is not loaded, but it has killed off some stuff, which means it landed somewhere. I missed it. Here's a kaboom because I missed it. Artillery for Furfur is down. Artillery for Mimics is now going to be targeted. Mimics getting everything that Furfur pretty much owns. Mavor is done. Team 4 long range overcompensator of the UEF is completed. And I wonder what they're going to target from Team 1. I'll give you 5 guesses and 4 of them don't count. Well, no, I'll give you an infinite amount of guesses, and infinity minus 1 doesn't count. And that is still an emissary shot. We have lots of ASFs, lots of bombers going in straight down the middle. I don't really know why. And in the east, the base for Derp not looking too great. Slowly losing more and more territory. He has a nuke, definitely wants to protect it, and definitely wants to go after those Monkey Lords. But a bomber is inbound. 4-started vet at that. 98,000 hit, 98,000 damage. That's a damage. Mass killed with that. But there goes the nuke. Anyways, killed off by the Scathis before the bomber could take its claim on it. SMD. That one's not in range. That one does have enough loaded, so it should be fine. Nuke gonna land there. Once again, killing off everything that Yoji owns, pretty much. Yoji still not out of it. 1 hour, 3 minutes. It is officially an epic game and an epic video over an hour. I do have videos on the channel that are over an hour, even over 2 hours, but in terms of FAF, I have never had a video over 2 hours, I believe. There goes the nuke. Kaboom! Kills off some stuff in Yoji's base once again. And the land invasion is inbound. Team 2 doesn't really have that much left on the ground in terms of experimentals. Scathis targeting the air grid for Team 2. Mavor is still alive, really trying to crack its shielding for that Scathis. Scathis is starting to lose shielding. I feel like the Mavor's plan should be start picking off all of the T3 artillery and just whittling that base down slowly but surely. Trying to go after the Scathis isn't going to work. There's a lot of hives nearby, and it's going to really assist 1 or 2, if not 4 or 5 of the shielding. Chickens are inbound. It's going to be a lovely attempt, but it won't work. There's a bomber inbound, plus the Crab is still in front of them. The first of 3 artilleries is down for Team 1, however. First chicken is down. Yoji next door. Maybe he'll die off to that chicken if the chicken decides to target him. Yoji does have Splash on board, so that will help out a little bit. Overcharge kills off a chunk of those hit points. Doesn't even really get a chance to target the comm and kills him off. Talking about the chicken. Eastern side, Derp is going to die, or maybe die by Monkey Lords. Monkey Lords really trying to ground fire that guy. Can you just kill him? And Furfur has been defeated by RNA's comm over there. Or RNA's Crabs over there. And Derp is still alive somehow. And is now officially a 4v3 in favor of Team 1 for the first time in the game at 1 hour 5 minutes. And I just don't think Team 2 has much left on the ground. Derp is still alive. Looks like Team 1 not going to be distracted by the comm and just go after everything else that Team 2, or at least Mimic owns. Scath is firing on the Mavor. Generator's going down. Not looking good in terms of the shields. Power up turns back on. Bro, I've got so many shields. No, not enough. No, not enough shields. Never enough shields. No. And the comm still being ground fired by those Monkey Lords. Will he get out of there? He's down to 2,000 hit points. He's climbing back up. And looks like he's not dead because the Monkey Lords weren't targeting where he was, because that's not where he was anymore. That's where he is, I should say. And still ground firing, just trying to get home or trying to get somewhere safe. Scath is still firing on that Mavor. Looking too great. Shielding is collapsing quite quickly. Needs more shields. Needs more shields. T3 Mex is being killed off by bricks. And the Monkey Lords are just going to completely ignore him at this point. That's game, says Tabernacle. Yeah, that's pretty much game there. Scathis in the green, but it's not going to matter. And there goes the nuke. It's inbound. Squither being told that when you are air, every ping is for him. And there goes the nuke. It's going to be shot down, but it's a lovely attempt nonetheless. And there's the comm on the front lines hanging out. Scath is still firing at the comm. Sorry, Maver. The comm's right here for Mimics. And bricks are inbound. Ravager's being built to protect. And Bomber inbound, taking out more of those Hathums over there. The comm of Derp still alive. Didn't die. That's a lot of monkeys. That's 10 monkeys. That's a decade of monkeys. That's 10 monkeys. And there goes the Scathis, almost taking out all the shielding for the Maver. Maver is still alive. There goes Mimics' comm. He control Ks, I would assume. Probably not shot by Percy Fire. Yep, there he goes. And there goes Team 2. Squealer, he control Ks. Derp still alive. And I think he is not looking too good. They're chasing him down. Spy plane's over top. There he goes. Finally gets lasered by those monkeys with the same laser he has on his chest. And Team 1 wins the game. 1 hour, 7 minutes, 34 seconds, excuse me, on the board. MVP for me. I mean, the Scathis won it. Granted, to be fair, the bombing run taking out 2 of the artillery pieces definitely helped, because Team 1's RNA was really struggling to keep that shield online. He was doing well of just getting one online and trying to keep one online. You know, this one falls, that one gets back online, that one falls, the first one gets back online, that sort of thing. But had it not been for those 2 artillery deaths, I don't know if this position would have lasted much longer. I mean, to be fair, the artillery from Team 2 probably should have targeted the air grid, probably could have taken out other bases for Team 1. The nukes took out this base over here to the west, to be fair, but I don't know. I don't know if the decisive moment for Team 1 was those artillery. It definitely helped. I do think the Scathis was a main player, taking out, again, another set of artilleries. Didn't actually take out the Maver. The Maver actually survived. Took out a Duke. I don't know. I do think Land did play a huge role as well from Fong and from RNA as well. So let me know down in the comments if you have a pick for MVP. Again, there's a lot of good things that players did. I just don't know if there's the big one. But again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video. But stay on for a little bit longer while I showcase the deaths of the game. So again, take a look at that. Let me know down in the comments what you think about it. And I'll see all of you in the next one. Southwestern corner, Chap being surrounded by Team 1 forces from Tabernacle. Chap dropping into the red. Not looking too good here for him. 15,000 hit points, 1,500 hit points and falling. There he goes. First kill of the game goes to Team 2's Tabernacle. Yoji is going to target Tabernacle. This will be a kill here for Team 1. There's no getting around it. And there goes Tabernacle's comm. He's not going to make it into the water, at least all the way in the water. There he goes. Maver is still alive. There goes Mimics' comm. He control Ks, I would assume. Probably not shot by Percy Fire. Yep, there he goes. There goes Team 2. Squealer, he control Ks. Spy plane's over top. There he goes. Finally gets lasered by those monkeys